Hello, Sir Eric Peacock. For most of those who don't know who you are, what do you do for a living?
I'm a plural non-exec director and chairman of a number of companies. They straddle various sectors: edtech, packaging, cosmetics, financial services, which is one of the great things because I work with a number of very interesting and aspirational entrepreneurs who are trying to radically grow their business.
Okay, and that seems like quite a lot of stuff on your plate right now. How do you find time to divide yourself and manage all these different businesses?
Well, of course, in one part there's the fiscal stuff that one does in terms of the board meeting, etc. But they're all at different points of the continuum on the journey. So there's usually a high amount of effort at the beginning whilst we sort out the strategic plan, whilst we get the right people on the team sitting in the right seats in the bus. And then there's a period of focusing on the execution of the plan. And then there's another flurry of activity at the end if the business is going towards a listing or raising cash or doing an exit. So it's just a question of balancing that.
Yeah, precisely, and it's so important. So how do you usually set up yourself in the morning? What's your morning
Well, my
ritual?
morning ritual is I follow the 5 a.m. club. So I get up at 5,
Okay.
20 minutes meditation, another half hour where I'm reviewing the journal that I've written the previous day, and I write a journal every day so I can capture the learning that I've found out of the day and prepare myself for the following day. And then it's off to wherever I need to be for a board meeting, a strategy meeting, a planning meeting.
Yeah.
And that's really my morning ritual.
Okay, that seems incredible, stranger. So that's every single day you write a journal.
Yeah.
So you must have hundreds of journals literally everywhere. Okay, that's incredible. And what's the pros and cons of your job?
Well, the great things about my job is that I work with incredible leaders because they're aspirational. They've got high hopes for their business. I've got enough grey hair and scar tissue. Whilst if I can't tell them what to do, I can certainly tell them what not to do because I've made every mistake in the book in the course of my career. But on a serious note, it's really a great deal of it is mentoring the individuals, and I do some mentoring where I don't have a fiscal responsibility as well.
Okay.
So that's the great thing about the job, and working with these guys and gals to help build and make sure they've got an effective internal dream team, and for that matter an external dream team of advisors. The negatives, sometimes you just love to have your hands on the steering wheel again, but you've got to bite your tongue and work through the entrepreneurs and the leaders and the teams of that business, because part of it is about capacity building. Part of it is about the transference of knowledge that you've had yourself to give them the best opportunities to differentiate themselves in the marketplace, to grow their businesses, and to outgun the competition, to give them competitive advantage.
That's exciting stuff. So do you feel like when mentoring, do you ever feel some of your mentees can be quite reluctant to take on the advice that you have, because a lot of people want to learn by mistake, whereas your job, you want to stop them, prevent them from making those mistakes. So do you find that they are a bit reluctant to take on a few?
Yeah, well, I think there's a great diversity in terms of why people go into mentoring, and there are some people who perhaps don't want to follow that particular route. I'm not always right, of course, so maybe they're the ones who are right. But I think it's important as a mentor that in your tool bag you've got a number of mentoring approaches, from a very traditional grow model to a fierce conversation model.
Okay.
And you use what you think is appropriate to help the individual get to their realization of their own goals. It's really an amazingly privileged position to have with people, helping them grow their businesses and grow themselves as leaders.
Wow. 3 words that best describe yourself.
passionate,
Yeah.
focused deliverer.
Wow. What keeps you motivated?
Oh, just waking up in the morning and knowing that I've got business with one of these great leaders that I work with in a business, or a great mentee that I'm working with who is also aspirational and doing exciting things. There's never a dull day in my week.
Wow. How do you deal with setbacks?
Setbacks, a bit like a rubber ball, you know, it's about how quickly you bounce back.
Yeah.
And so out of every setback, there's usually amazing learning to be gained from it. And if you can look upon setbacks as a learning experience, then you feel better about it, and of course you learn from it.
Precisely. Yes.
The important thing is not making the same mistake twice.
Oh yes, it's certainly so important. Is this how you planned it 10 years ago?
Yeah, I planned that I would move into a non-exec and chairman role, having done the CEO role myself for many years, having taken my businesses to public listings, to AIM listings, to trade sales. And for me, I felt it was time to put something back in and help others have the success which I've been fortunate to have myself, and also to be able to put some time into the charities which I'm passionate about. Kids charities, so one of our charities is building orphanages and schools in Uganda. I'm very passionate about animal charities, so I chair the Zoological Society of Hertfordshire.
Wow.
And the Big Cat Sanctuary down in Kent.
Wow. Okay.
Where it's all about breeding animals, return to the wild, education and conservation, which are all areas which are close to my heart.
Okay. And as a non-exec, what is your main aim with these businesses, or all of each business completely separate as an aim for you?
Well, the main aim is to work closely with the chief exec, the owners, the senior teams of the business, to optimize what these businesses are capable of.
Okay.
To work with them to develop the most appropriate strategy.
Yeah.
To help them ensure that they can execute that strategy, to help them in fundraising if that's necessary to execute the strategy, and to stay with them on the journey, whether that journey ends up with a listing, whether it ends up with a trade sale, or whether it's just a mean dividend machine that gives them what they want out of their business growth.
Okay. Do you use social media?
I do.
Yes. And what platform do you use? What app do you use?
The one that I really love is LinkedIn.
Wow.
Mainly because of the connectivity which it gives me.
Yes.
And the increasing amount of learning which is embedded in it. It's not the easiest platform to navigate around.
Yeah.
You have to kiss a lot of frogs to find the princess, but
it certainly speeds things up a little bit, doesn't it?
That's right.
So it's just really insightful, even breaking down to finding out who particular individuals are, what company they work for,
and of course Instagram, which is an interesting
You're selfie king,
one.
are you?
Well, yeah, because it's an interesting one just to see what people that one's going to hire are up to in their private life.
Wow. Okay.
You know, it never fails to surprise me.
It never fails.
Someone on Instagram says they're having a duvet day.
Yeah.
Well, duvet days don't really register in my modus operandi.
So that's all in the interview process, is it?
Yeah.
So that's one to be aware of. And could we just get a handle for you to get in touch with you? So on Instagram, so you use Instagram at the minute. What's your handle?
If you really want to get in touch with me, do it through LinkedIn. Or alternatively, email me at eric.peacock@dragonint, short for Dragon International, .co.uk.
Perfect. Thank you once again for joining us at Click Time, Sir Eric Peacock. It's been incredible and very insightful.
Thank you. I've so enjoyed it.
Yeah, brilliant.